This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Parker versus Ampy. You all have known each other for 11 years. You're living together. And Miss Parker, you found yourself a younger man to enjoy your life with. But whether that enjoyment continues all depends on the outcome of today's proceeding. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell us why you've initiated this case.
Well, like I said, we've known each other for a long time. And we recently, about 2 years ago, became a couple. And he is 10 years younger than I am. And I needed a man to step up to the plate and be there for me. And it's not been so great. No.
What do you think he's doing?
Cheating.
You think he's cheating?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, come on, I'm older.
Okay, but the prey doesn't run from the cougar. The prey gets out by the cougar.
All right.
You keep it locked down.
I try to keep him railed in. You know, I've tried.
So you think he's cheating. What are the warning signs that you've seen?
When he comes home from work, instead of, you know, chilling out and laying in bed, watching TV, going to bed, going to sleep, instead it's come home, take a shower. Oh, baby, where are you going? Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to go outside, smoke a cigarette. Whatever. Okay. I lay down in the bed, you know, because I got to work too. Wake up, and he's gone.
Okay.
Gone.
And how often is this happening?
2-3 times a week.
Oh, so this is a regular thing.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Ampy.
Yes, ma'am.
Where you slipping off to? Moreover, who you slipping off to?
Just at a friend's house. Just at a buddy of mine's house.
Is it a friend like this, or just a buddy?
Well, it's actually a buddy. It's a friend. But my reasons behind that is because when I'm at home, I feel unwanted. Okay, I feel unappreciative. I get pushed away. By that being said, for example, Mother's Day. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I believe in taking care of my girl. I do what I got to do to make her happy, whatever the case that may be, whatever.
Okay.
Okay, so I go out and buy nice things. I come cook breakfast, and not only that, I help clean from like that morning until like 9 o'clock that night. Once the night ended, like I didn't get a thank you, I didn't get a hug, I didn't get a kiss, I didn't even get myself. Sorry, excuse my language, but it's facts.
How did that feel?
I mean, it hurts. Like, to be honest with you, it hurts. And this is not the first time. It happened on Valentine's Day as well, last year.
I don't even know, Cutler, how that would be, because I can't imagine you doing stuff for somebody and going out of your way to make them happy, and they don't even acknowledge it.
I think you know I appreciate what you do.
I do.
I know you appreciate what I do.
I do.
And we try to share that.
I do.
Wait. Okay, all right. The bottom line is he doesn't feel appreciated, and that's where the problem's coming in. Well, let me ask this, Ms. Parker. Have you seen anything or found anything that makes you think he's cheating?
Oh, yeah. Let me give you a good example.
All right.
So he says, I'm going to go see a friend of mine, visit with a friend. I'll be back in a few. Okay, be back in a few. So a couple hours later, he calls me. This is probably around 11:30 at night. By the time he finally calls me, hey, I've gotten a flat tire, and I'm going to be a little bit late. This is why I'm running behind.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. I just had surgery the week before. And I'm not thinking nothing of it. You know, he's done great for me, washes my hair, you know, when I had the surgery and all this stuff.
All right,
well,
points to you, Mr. Amphy. Points to you.
All right, Mr. Amphy, I see you.
So anyway, so this night he says he's got a flat tire. Well, it's not the first time that he's had an excuse why he's late coming home.
Okay.
So okay, that's fine. You got a flat tire. Okay, how long are you going to be? We're going to work on it now. It's going to be, I'll call you when I'm on my way. Okay. Couple hours go by, and then.
So are you calling him during this time, or are you waiting for him to call you back?
No, because it's late at night. You know.
Okay. So you knew where he was.
I thought I knew where he was at.
Okay.
So it's about 2:30 in the morning. He calls me. Hey, you know what? We are having a problem with this. We can't seem to get the tire off, or can't get the donut on, or something. There was an issue. You're gonna have to come get me. I said, okay, baby. Well, where are you? Well, when you go down this interstate, when you get to this exit, I want you to call me.
Well, hold on, just a second. What was going on with this tire? Did you call somebody and try to help you, like AAA or something?
Because I didn't have the proper tools.
Okay.
I know how to work on cars, I know how to change stuff, but I just didn't have the proper tools.
So were you sitting on the side of the road?
No, ma'am. No.
Where were you?
I was with my friend At another friend's house.
What?
Hold on. Okay, you were with a male friend
Yes.
at another friend's house.
Right.
All right. So he calls you and says, hey, I need you to come get me.
Yes, now my understanding was he was at this friend's dad's house or something like that.
First.
So he tells me, okay, when you get to this exit, I want you to call me. So when I get to that point, and he was giving me vague directions.
Never giving you a specific address.
Nope, not a street name, not a
How you gonna get him if you don't know where to go?
Exactly,
So-
and I had drilled him about that.
You're just driving down the street and you're just waiting on somebody to give you directions as
And
to
then
where to
guess what?
go.
He don't answer the phone right away.
So you get off and exit whatever. Where do you end up?
An apartment complex.
Okay.
And I'm looking around going, damn, this apartment complex looks familiar. We helped a female friend move into this apartment complex. So, okay, well, what a coincidence.
Okay.
So where is he when you see him?
I know where this particular person lives because we helped her move in. So I'm sitting there waiting and I'm calling. And he finally answers the phone. Okay, I'll be out in just a second.
So you park and you sit
I park
there.
and I watch her door.
And what happens?
Guess who comes out?
He comes out of the apartment. What does he do?
Comes down to me like everything's cool.
And when he gets to the car, what do?
I'm surprised the police weren't called.
You start yelling and going off at
I was
him.
loud and proud.
All right, so he comes out. Did you ever see the friend that was supposed to be with him?
No.
Okay, what were you doing at this woman's house?
I was with a friend, for one.
I didn't ask you that.
was.
What I asked you was,
Yes, ma'am.
why were you at this woman's house?
I was just simply over there hanging out. That's it.
Okay, why didn't you tell your girlfriend that's where you were gonna be? I'm at so-and-so's house.
Because I knew it would be an issue, but it wasn't what she was thinking it was.
Okay, but here's
regardless of
hold
how
on,
it
hold on.
looked.
If you don't tell your own story, they gonna make it up. And that's what she did. And what she's made up is you were sleeping with her. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you make it worse because you wouldn't even tell her, okay, I'm in so-and-so's apartment. Come pick me up. Now, she could have been mad, but at least you were honest. You put layer upon layer upon layer of deception in.
Absolutely.
Any other reason to believe that Mr. Ampy is cheating?
Yes, ma'am. So
Tell me about that.
Our phone service, you can, particular carrier, you can put an app on the phones that shows, basically it's for children. So I learn.
Where'd you track
That-
him to?
Where do I track him to? Quite a few places.
All right.
So he says that I'm going down the street. I'm just going to a buddy's house. Well, this buddy lives 7 miles from my house, 10 minutes max.
Okay.
Not 45 minutes away. That is not down the street. Down the street visiting a buddy does not stay out until 6 a.m. in the morning.
All right, so where he told you he was going was 7 minutes away.
GPS says something different.
GPS, and that's what you brought with you today.
Yes.
Okay, Ron, will you get that for us?
So, so the first one is the beginning of the day, and the second one is 1:30 in the morning.
The first one I have is from earlier today. He's in Mableton. He's at work. He's there from 12:44. You track him. You're checking him out. And it goes to, it looks like 4:46 p.m. He's in Mableton working. Okay, and he does construction work, if I remember
Yes.
from the court paper.
And Mr. Ampy, is that where you were?
Yes, sir.
You were in Mableton doing construction work, doing your job.
Yes, sir.
Just like you said you were.
Yes, sir.
You came home after work that day?
No, ma'am.
You did not come home?
No.
Okay, where'd you go?
I went to my friend's house.
Okay, so you're at your friend's house 7 miles away, correct?
From
Yes, ma'am.
where you live.
No, from my job, which was out there, so I didn't have to drive nothing but a couple minutes.
Okay, so you were at your friend's house that is in or near Mableton.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Correct.
I don't know what time, but he comes home after work, takes a shower and all that. And I know this because when I do finally come home from work, I see his dirty clothes. And he
Okay.
had called me about 1:30 and said, hey, my buddy's picking me up. I'm going to go hang out with him.
All right.
Which this buddy lives down the street.
Okay.
So I'm okay. So,
Is this 1:30 in the afternoon or 1:30 in the morning?
in the morning.
In the morning.
Okay, so 1:30 in the morning, he's supposed to be 7 miles from your house. You track him, and where is he?
Back in
Trace on the
Mableton.
Hey.
What job do you do at 2:30 in the morning
In construction.
in construction?
Well, now, I not to, I'm playing an advocate, But like when I see construction work on highways, for example, I see them, they'll shut down the highway and they'll be working at 2 in the morning because traffic is less. Could he have been working on a construction site for the highway?
This is a subdivision.
So they not so much.
You.
Okay.
I don't know
I
anybody who was
tried.
banging on a hammer at 2:30 in the morning.
Well, he
and
might have
then
been banging it, but it wasn't a hammer.
And the GPS will tell you within a few yards of where the location is, and it had been the same address all weekend.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, Mr. Ampy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What kind of hammering were you doing at 2:30 in the morning in Mapleton?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like I didn't ask you a question?
Well, like I said, I was hanging out. That was all I was doing. I was hanging out with a friend.
Who were you hanging out with?
A female friend of mine.
Is this the same female friend who's the apartment that you had a flat tire at?
No, sir, it is not.
So this is a different female friend.
Yes, sir, it is.
So you've already not told Ms. Parker about the one female friend, and now this is a different female friend that you're hanging out that you didn't tell Ms. Parker about.
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay.
And if you look at the dates, that's only like within a week.
Oh, my goodness. I really want to get to the bottom of this. Ms. Parker absolutely believes that Mr. Ampy is cheating, and that's why they're here in our courtroom. What does he mean to you?
He means a lot.
Tell me something.
I've known him for a long time, and I've been out of a bad relationship, and we talked about it before he came here, back and moved in with me, that I needed somebody that was gonna be my rock, that was gonna meet me 110%. If I give my 110%, you need to be giving that too.
Mr.
And I'm
Ampy.
not getting that at all.
I do.
I'm looking at you, and when you hear how she feels, what's going through your mind right now?
What's going through my mind right now? Man, to be honest, it's all bull. Sorry. I care. I do care, but it's like, man, come on now.
Well,
Come on,
we
the
care
games.
too, and we have done a full and complete investigation to make sure we can find out what exactly is going on with all of these swirling accusations against you.
Absolutely.
And so at this time, the court is going to call private investigator Eric Eccles and licensed polygraph examiner Tommy Platt to determine, is he cheating? Ron, would you escort them in?
Mr. Eccles, how are you?
Doing fine in yourself.
And Mr. Platt, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you, Your Honor?
I'm good.
All right, Mr. Eccles, would you tell us what you and your team did to investigate this case?
Well, Your Honors, my team and I followed Mr. Amphy over a course of a few days and various times and locations to see if he was doing anything suspicious.
All right, is that his car in the circle?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. We
Okay.
noticed Mr. Amphy going through different places within his neighborhood, and at one instance, he went to this convenience store.
Mr. Ampy, when he said that he had followed you for a number of days, you should have seen the look on your face, because I saw it.
I'm mind blown right now.
I know you are.
Blown.
You're mind blown. The question is our mind about to be blown by what we're getting ready to find out?
Well, one of the days I surveilled Mr. Amphy at a location which is in a residential neighborhood, and that house happened to be about 46 miles from his location. Once I was able to get into position, I identified Mr. Amphy here working at a job location doing some construction work.
Okay, what did you conclude from your surveillance?
Over several days I did the surveillance of Mr. Amphy, I could not find any suspicious behavior that would prove infidelity.
All right.
Looks like you're doing good. You're working. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
It was
Ms.
just
Parker.
shocking to find out somebody was watching.
Right, that part.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
But
Couples court don't play.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
I see that. I see that.
Ms. Parker, how do you feel at this point?
I'm on the fence.
She's on the fence.
She's
she
on
was
the
over
fence.
here, and now she's on the fence. We just got to see if she'll get over here or not. And for that, we have to turn to Mr. Tommy Platt.
There we go. So, Mr. Platt, a polygraph examination was completed on Mr. Ampy, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You asked Mr. Ampy, since your relationship began, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than Ms. Parker? What was his response to that question?
He stated yes, that he had admitted to cheating with 3 other women.
All right. So I think on on the fence is now back.
I mean, I'm admitted to it, yeah, but there's reasons behind it. I have reasons. I don't feel wanted, for one.
Okay, wait a minute.
On
wait
top
a
of
minute.
that,
Wait a
yes,
minute.
ma'am.
Wait a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you're not being indignant about cheating and you're supposed to be in a relationship with this woman. I don't care what your reasons are. If you don't want to be with somebody, you tell them and then you do what you want to do.
You knew I needed you. You know what I've been through. I should have had the GPS on you when you first moved here.
Should have.
Miss
Should have
Parker,
had one on you too,
Miss
just as
Parker,
well, likewise.
my suggestion is Miss Parker needs to move on. I don't think this is one you keep investing in. This is the case of Carson versus Carson. You all have known each other more than 20 years, have been married 5 years. You've been through all types of life-changing events. But Miss Carson, you say if he's found to be cheating, you have another life-changing event coming, divorce. Tell me about your case.
If my husband is cheating on me, I'm gonna take my dogs and my car and I'm gonna leave. I can't do it no more. I've given him every opportunity to tell me the truth.
And it's just not happening.
No.
What do those tears represent?
The love, the love, the energy that I put into this marriage. He's my first love. I've never loved anybody else.
Wow.
Mr. Carson,
Yes, Your Honor.
when you look at her and you see the emotion that she has, how she feels about you in this relationship and how she's hurting, what do you have to say about that?
That's not the woman I married. It's just not.
She's not the woman you, what do you mean?
No. The person I married, I loved all my life. You know what I mean? Didn't love her because of what she represented. I loved her because of who she was. She's changed.
But she's changed because she thinks you're cheating on her.
I've never cheated on my wife.
That's what
And
you're telling us today.
I've never cheated on my wife.
That's what you're telling her today.
That's what I'm telling her. I've never cheated on my wife.
What was it about her that you liked when you met her?
She was herself. Just a person that I didn't have to be nobody but myself. I didn't have to change. I didn't have to pretend. I didn't have to act. I didn't have to do no certain things. I just had to be me. And she accepted that. The life I'm living today, everything is bottled up. It's bottled up. And it's today, the court comes off.
So, Miss Carson, how long were you together before you got married?
2 years. 2 years.
Who proposed to who?
Me.
Oh, you did the proposing.
He was still married legally. I said I would pay for the divorce. He got divorced in October, and then I said, you know, I want to be married by the time I go into surgery in March, because I wanted somebody to be able to make decisions.
Okay, so you all got married before your surgery.
Yes.
All right.
But, Your Honor, but
hold on,
Mr.
hold on.
Carson, Mr. Carson,
Go ahead, Mr. Carson. You laughing
tell
and
the
rubbing
story.
his
Hey, look, this is it. She had the surgery. She had the surgery to change from man to woman.
so she had a sex change operation.
Change operation.
Yeah.
All right.
So the surgery came, she felt uncomfortable. She was second guessing that she should have had the surgery. She
has nothing to do with it.
She asked me,
That
personally
doesn't have
asked
anything
me,
to do with it.
do you want me to have the surgery still?
Okay, wait,
And I
wait.
said yes.
Here's my question. Are you saying that because of the surgery, she stopped trusting you?
No, she didn't stop trusting me. She started thinking differently.
All right, I gotta go to Miss Carson.
Okay, so
Miss Carson, did the sex change operation change your relationship with Mr. Carson?
No.
Okay, so he's saying that after the surgery you were different. What has happened from your point of view to cause you to be here?
Okay, what's caused me to be here is, one, I went to the hospital. I was
Okay.
in the emergency room. They admitted me.
Okay.
He came one time, okay? One time to the ER, and then one time when they transferred me to the hospital.
Yeah,
Finally, I get out, and I go home. He's not nowhere to be found, okay? So, he comes home. I go through his phone, go to the Google app. Voice. Him and a girl are looking for an address to a motel in Long Beach.
Okay, wait a minute. What woman is this?
I don't know, one of the hoes he was messing with.
Okay, so you are in Long Beach with another woman,
Not
Mr.
one.
Carson?
Not one.
Oh. With other women, Mr.
Okay.
Carson?
You want to go?
Mr.
Yeah,
Carson.
we're gonna
go.
Okay, let me.
pop,
We're gonna go. Let's
Okay, hold on.
Let's pop
Okay,
top.
Mr. Carson, listen to me. I want you to talk. I want to hear this. I want to hear why she thinks you were in Long Beach with another woman. And I want you to
told
tell
me.
Women.
He told me.
Okay.
He came clean.
Okay, let me explain.
Okay, so-
I lied to her. I told her I slept with her because if I tell her I didn't sleep with her, she's gonna keep asking me.
Okay, so
I
I-
told
All
her to. Let me explain something to you. I told her before I slept with someone
Okay,
that I
listen
never
to you.
slept with, and she rolled me to death about it.
Cutler.
You gotta
Cutler,
live the
Cutler,
life
Cutler.
I'm living.
Hold on. Cutler.
because what he's saying.
Wait. Let me make sure I understood it.
Yeah, you heard him right.
Ron, you correct me if I'm wrong too. Did he just say he admitted to sleeping with somebody just to shut her up? Is that what he said?
That's what I
Okay, let
heard.
me explain.
Okay, does that make any sense to you?
Wait a minute, I'm gonna make sense.
Hold
to you.
on.
Hold on.
I'm asking you.
It doesn't make sense to me. I have seen, cases in this courtroom where somebody has said, well, I just said that to shut her up. It never works. That's the thing. So, Mr. Carson, let's make sure we have our record straight. Did you sleep with a woman in Long Beach that she thinks you slept with? Yes or no?
No, Your Honor.
You did not.
No, I
Okay.
did not. I definitely didn't sleep with her.
Thank you. Okay. Ms. Carson, have you found anything that makes you think he's cheating?
Yes.
What have you found?
Okay, well, for example, he's on dating websites.
Okay, so you have evidence with you today, right?
I do, right here.
Ron, would you
Ron.
grab that for us,
Yes, Your
please?
Honor.
So you saw him on a dating site,
Yeah.
and where his picture is, it says, I'm only looking for blank buddy.
Yeah.
Hey.
And
hey,
then the next
did it
page.
get her attention?
Hold on,
Did
hold
it
on,
get her
hold on.
attention?
Oh, my God.
Did it get her attention?
Hold on, Mr. Carson.
How many
Mr.
sites have you have? Give them all of them.
Mr. Carson. Then on the next page, about me, it says, I am down for almost anything.
Yep.
And then gender, man, I'm seeking a woman, city,
Yeah.
Las Vegas. Mr. Carson, this was on your dating website profile.
That's just one of them, Your Honor.
That's just, that matter of fact, that is just one of them, because, see, that's in Las Vegas, that's recent. There are some from El Monte, California. We can go on back, to when she had this surgery, when these
Okay.
sites started popping up.
All right.
Let me say, if that didn't get her attention, why are we here? Because the bottom line is, all I wanted was my wife to pay attention.
Ms. Carson, how did you get this?
It came to his email, and I went to his email, and then what I do, once I knew he's on the site, I go on that site, put in his email, get a new password to get into the account to that site.
And when you did that, this is what you
That's
found.
what popped up.
That is a lot of work to get to
Oh,
this.
girl.
That's every day.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's an everyday job. She worked every day on my phone. Listen.
Not no more.
Hey, listen.
Not no more, I haven't.
Listen,
Now,
I'm
no
Mr.
more.
Carson,
Hey,
your
wait.
testimony to this court is,
I know.
yes, you did this,
And I
and
know.
this isn't the only one.
Okay,
No,
but
and
he's
I know
doing
she
that
got
for
it.
fun.
Ms. Carson,
And I know she getting them.
And so here's the thing. One of the things that would irritate me, because I'm looking at his picture, it's the same shirt he wore on your engagement photo.
I
he
must
just-
not be enough woman for him. I
So
don't
he
know.
just cut you off and put it on up there.
Yeah.
As a man, if your wife wakes up every day and her only job is to make sure you stay in her sight, that's a problem. I'm the only man in my neighborhood that is stay around my wife 24/7. Only reason
maybe you're the only one in your neighborhood that's given her a reason, and that's why we're
Oh,
here.
let's go to this.
Okay.
Let's go to this,
So,
Judge.
because,
Let's go to
hey,
this.
hold on,
I'm
Ms.
done.
Carson, because
I'm
here-
done. I'm done talking. I'm
because
done
here's
talking.
the-
Let's go to
I'm
this.
done talking.
because here's the
Let's
thing.
bring the lie detector test out here. Let's do whatever it needs to do, because I'm telling you, after the day, you ain't gonna have to ask her if she gonna leave me.
But Mr.
I'm
Carson,
gonna leave her.
listen.
I'm done. I'm done.
All right, wait.
Mr. Carson, listen.
I'm
Because
done.
Hold on.
you keep saying no.
I'm done.
Because you
I'm
keep
done.
saying you're done, but you're talking.
But you ain't listening.
I am listening. Now
That's the
listen,
problem.
you listen to me for a second. This is
Okay.
my courtroom. My name is the one that's down here. You listen to me. Now, what I'm telling you is, you talking about you haven't given her a reason. You admit to cheating, even though you said it was just to get her riled up. You admitted to it. You admit to being on multiple dating sites. What do you mean she doesn't have a reason to watch you 24/7? You're giving her every reason in the world to do that.
Okay.
Hey, Your Honor, what about I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. He was gone. The car was gone. He came back at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I wish I never came back.
Totaled the car, okay? The police said, you know, he looked at the video and he was driving.
Have you seen the video?
No, and there was a girl in the car.
Okay, stop. Okay, stop. All right. Mr.
Hey.
Carson, were you in a car accident?
I was in a car.
That's a yes or no question. Were you in a car accident?
If I'm gonna do yes or no, it's gonna be yes or no on both sides. Come on, man. I'm trying to answer your question and tell you the explanation.
Were you in a car accident?
You don't get to make that decision.
You were in a car accident, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, was there a woman in the car?
No.
There was no woman in the car.
I'm 52. I've had fun. I've played games. I've never played a game with her. I'm tired. I'm tired of being a prisoner in my own home. You sit there and you say, well, that don't make sense. If you was in my shoes, it would make damn sense. Because every day I wake up, I live this. I have to go within a radius of you where you can see me for you to be okay. If I get around the corner, I'm done. I do disappear. I disappear from home because I get tired. I get tired of being locked up and confined. I don't need a mother. I need a wife, a friend. What I had when I first met her, I have that now. Gone.
Let me just say this to you.
It is what it is.
Mr. Carson, listen to me. We are often here as the court, not only for the person that is doing the accusing, but for the accused. You think we don't hear you, but we do. And we have to ask questions to get to what we know, because we aren't living in your house. We aren't prisoners with you. But your pain and what you're sharing with us right now is real. I feel all of it.
I'm done.
Now, the question is, Ms. Carson, at the end of this, have you heard your husband?
I heard him.
No, I didn't say, like, yeah, I know he's talking.
No, I
Did
heard him.
your heart hear him?
I heard him.
All right, love. Tell us what we got.
We've got accusations of Mr. Carson cheating, and Mr. Carson is adamant that he is not cheating. He's sick and tired of being accused of cheating, and he is here to clear his name.
And we absolutely have a family, a life, a marriage on the line. And for that reason, we have done a full and complete investigation. At this time, we would like to call licensed polygraph examiner Tommy Platt to determine, is he cheating? Rod, bring Mr. Platt in. Would you state your credentials for the court record, please?
Yes, ma'am. I have over 30 years' experience in the United States military and as a police officer. I have been a licensed polygraph examiner for 11 years and conducted nearly 3,000 examinations.
All right. So, Mr. Platt, this first question is related to the woman Mrs. Carson accused Mr. Carson of sleeping with in Long Beach. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So he was asked, did you have sexual intercourse with anyone other than your wife the day Mrs. Carson heard you Googling for a motel? What was his response?
He stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful.
You asked Mr. Carson, on the night that you wrecked your wife's car, did you have physical sexual contact with someone other than your wife? What was his response to that question?
He stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful.
Ms. Carson, you've heard the answers to these two questions. How are you feeling?
I feel bad.
What's going through your mind and your heart right now?
That I accused him of it and he didn't do it.
You need to tell him.
I'm sorry, boo. I thought you did. I know.
All right, we have one more question. You asked Mr. Carson, since being married to your wife, have you had physical sexual contact with someone you met on a dating site? What was his response?
He stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being deceptive.
Mr. Carson?
Have you?
You had physical sexual contact with someone you met on one of the dating sites.
Came to that point, man, and she didn't hear me.
Since being married to Miss Carson.
She know who she is.
Who?
I told her.
Who?
I told her if you keep accusing me.
Who is it?
You keep accusing
was
me
it?
of cheating.
Who was it?
Hold on, Mrs. Carson.
When I
Go
cheat
ahead.
on you, you're gonna know it.
Who
It's
was
gonna
it?
be at our house. So when I had sex with this girl, I knew she was coming. So when she came and saw the girl there, she should have knew. I never had a woman in our house. He cheated. It ain't cheating when you tell you. I told you.
All right,
Okay, Mr. Carson.
Did you verbally tell me? No. I don't care.
I'm done with you.
I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done.
I need you to step back over the camera there.
You didn't never love me no way. You love yourself. If you
Mr.
didn't
Carson.
love yourself,
Mr.
you'd be all
Carson,
right.
here's what I'm gonna say. You said you were gonna be done. You done. Y'all done thrown wedding bands up and down my courtroom.
I'm done.
So y'all are done. So what I would say to you is, you all need counseling because this right.
I'm not gonna. I'm done. You can put me out if you want to. I'm done.
Would you please shut
Done.
up?
Put me out. That's the problem with
Shut
women.
up!
It's the problem with women. They don't hear
Out!
me. Thank you.
Out!
Get out of my court.
They don't hear me.
Let's go.
Just get out.
Just keep going.
Wow. Miss Carson, this was toxic. It ain't healthy. Ain't nothing in this courtroom healthy. So what I would say to you is, talk to Dr. Jeff. This is the case of Donald versus Starks. You are married, been together 14 years, you have a family, but cheating allegations have caused you, Miss Donald, to seek information regarding a divorce from Mr. Starks.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about why you've opened your case.
2 years ago, we got into an argument, and he left that night. When he left, he was down the street with a friend, and the next morning when he comes home and he's explaining what happened that night, he told me, when I talk to her, don't believe whatever she tells me. And since then, it's little things that make me feel like he's cheating with my friend.
The situation she's talking about, I did leave. The young lady that she's pertaining to was down the hill. Her cousin gave me a ride to my mother's house. Mm-hmm. That's the only contact I've had with that woman in 14 years.
But you knew something was going to pop off. That's why you went back home and said, whatever you hear, don't believe it.
Hold on, Your Honor. That's what she said.
You deny that
I
happened.
do not recollect saying anything like that.
So what are you here to prove today?
I'm here to prove that I love my wife, I'm here for her, and that I'm not a cheater. I believe in Jesus Christ. I got married one time, and I'm not a cheater. Okay. And I'm standing on that.
Bottom line.
Ain't no more lines.
All right. But it's my understanding, Ms. Donald, that you have gone to see a divorce attorney.
Yes, ma'am. I've seen lawyers. I've talked to everybody that I need to. If this doesn't work, if he's cheating on me, then I got my foot out the door. I'm ready to go.
You're serious about this?
Yes, I do love my husband. I really want our marriage to work. I got married one time. I don't want to get a divorce either, but I don't want him to be cheating on me as well.
So why do you believe he's cheating right now?
Well, we've had incidents. I do have evidence if I could give it to you.
All right. Ron, would you
Yes, Sharon.
take that from Ms. Donald?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So tell us what we're looking at.
Well, one day he told me that he was going to work, and later on that day, I was looking at our GPS. It's kind of together on the phone, and it showed that he was at a hotel from 8 to 11:47. And he tells me that he was just driving through the parking lot, but I don't know no parking lots 3 hours big.
Okay, so at 8:07, he tells you he's going to work.
Yeah, he's supposed to be at work.
And you find on the GPS that it's at a hotel.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's at the hotel from 8:07 to 11:46.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's your understanding that he was supposed to be at work.
Yes.
Okay, were you at work or
Yes,
were you
ma'am.
at the hotel?
Ma'am, I work in the moving industry. So I usually meet my boss wherever close to we're gonna go because he drives me, I have no license.
Okay.
So the job we did that day was at a place adjacent to a hotel.
Yes, sir.
So if I'm in the same parking lot as the hotel, her GPS, I guess, picks up wherever I'm at. So
So you-
I'm saying I ain't never been nowhere with no woman in a hotel outside of a hotel in a back car seat. Since I've been with my wife, I ain't been nowhere with no woman in no hotels.
But if you were meeting your boss to go to work, why does it have you there just for 3 hours?
No, I was at work all day. I don't understand. What we need to do is probably call the GPS company and figure that out.
So you're saying your job, your moving job that day was adjacent to the hotel,
Just like
and
that.
that's why it was pinging.
The only reason.
And Miss Donald, you don't believe that?
No, sir. Also, that same day, he called co-workers that he was supposed to be with. If you at work with the co-workers, what do you need to call them for?
It would be like me calling Mr. Cutler. We sitting here on the bench together.
No.
All right.
And all of this has led you to believe, okay, he was meeting somebody at that hotel.
Yes, sir.
And he was having sex with that person.
That's what I believe.
Oh my God. Well, here's what I know. That the reason I called my coworker is because I'm moving. If we have an elevator, if the elevator gets stuck, or if I'm in the elevator, who you gonna call? You got me?
Mr. Starks, you got an answer for everything, it seems like.
Always.
You got it lined out. You got an answer for everything.
Because I'm the one living this. I work every day.
What is it like living like this?
Terrible. It's stressful. In the last maybe 7 months, I've lost 15 pounds because of this, because of a lie.
Have you told her about the stress in this relationship?
For 14 years.
You've been living this
I've been
for
being
14
accused
years.
of cheating since 2000.
But have you told her about what the stress is doing
every
to
day.
you?
She should see it. That's my wife.
Oh, I see it, but he don't see the stress that he causes our whole house. He's just stuck on him. You know, he's not really open to other people's feelings, to how we feel about the situation.
Mr. Starks, do you understand
Yes.
that she's under stress?
Yes.
Has she
I
talked to
truly
you
believe
about that?
I truly believe that.
And
that's why I'm here.
what is your reaction to that?
My reaction is I'm here. I've been the same person since I've met my wife. I've never, there's been a situation in 2004 or 5 where I cheated on my wife. We were dating then.
You were dating?
We were dating then. We were 3 months, 4 months together.
And he cheated on me for a year. This has been 2 years. This one is 2 years. And I just
Before we were married.
about this one.
But okay, so you had cheated in the past. You admitted it. You took him back. But you understand why her trust is broken.
Yes.
Once that trust is broken, and then you don't take affirmative steps to reestablish it, from then on, there's a cloud. You all have been living under a cloud
But
all
he said
this
he
time.
has
Why
been taking
get married?
affirmative steps. He's been
Why
faithful.
get married to someone that cheated on you if you don't believe in them?
Ms. Donald, is there any particular person that you're concerned about that he's cheating with?
With my neighbor. She was a close friend. It's just going really crazy. You know, he says, I want to believe that he's not cheating, but it's just the little things that happen, like our GPS. It'll say that he's at my home and he's not at my home.
So
But
that's
she's-
saying that the GPS ain't working. If it's saying that I'm not at home, I could be right beside her and she tells me, your GPS said you're down the street. And she's even told me that her GPS doesn't correctly work sometimes.
All right, when you say the
She's told me.
the GPS is not, it says that he's home, but he's not home. Where do you think he is?
With my neighbor.
I mean, how close is the neighbor to you? Are you in the same building or right
Yes,
next
ma'am.
door?
Yes, in the same
so
building.
it may show that he's home
But
because you're in the same building.
yes, ma'am.
But he's not in your apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
You brought an exhibit to demonstrate what you're talking about. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Would you step to the monitor, please?
Okay, we were into it that night. So he went to a friend's house, and I wanted to, reconcile that night. I wanted him to come home. So I go out to his friend's house. At 1:45, I get there, and we sit for a minute. I asked him if he wanted to come home. He said that he wanted to stay because he could get to his job better that way, although I could have drove him. So I leave, and I get home at 2:27. Later on that night, my phone pings from his phone on the GPS, and it says that he's at my house at 3:46. He was never at my house. Nowhere in my house was he to be found in my apartment.
Your phone tells you that he gets home at 3:46.
Yes.
But he's not in your apartment.
No, Your Honor.
And so from 3:46 to 7:19.
At 7:19, that's when he leaves for work. At the same time he was leaving for work, the neighbor was leaving as well.
So you believe that at 3:46 he was in the building?
Yes.
But he wasn't in your apartment?
No, ma'am.
He was at the neighbor's apartment?
That's what I believe.
And that's why it pinged that he was home. He was in the building, But he was with the neighbor.
Yes.
And you believe he was with the neighbor
I
because
believe
he's cheating?
Yeah, I believe so. And also at 7:19, I was still at home.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Donna. If you come back to the podium, please.
All right, Mr. Starks, are you cheating with this neighbor? All right, Mr. Starks, are you cheating with this neighbor?
Never.
Were you at her house?
Never.
You were not at her home?
Never. Only time I've been at her home was when she first moved in. She drinks a little bit. I did a moving job.
A lot.
I did a moving job. They gave me liquor. I thought they were pretty cool. She's a drinker. I gave it to her. So ever since I did a good deed or whatever, trying to be a friend, like she said.
Oh, he's been a
But
friend
Mr.
a lot.
Starks, why
He give her a lot of liquor. He's been a friend very often. He's not even a
Often?
big drinker.
Often?
And he would go and buy liquor and, I'm gonna take one over here.
Let me tell you how
on
often
her
it is.
birthday.
She got
he
me
wanted
so
to give
messed
her
up.
liquor.
I can't look out my own windows. If I look out my window and her car pulls up, I'm cheating. Just for her
But
pulling up.
Mr. Starks,
say.
why is it that her GPS
You tell
shows that
me.
your phone was in your apartment building, but you weren't at home?
Please explain it to me.
You explain it to me.
I can't.
That's why
I
you're
cannot.
here.
I'm not being accused of cheating. You're the
I
one that's being
understand that.
accused of cheating. You
The
explain
only
to
thing
me
I can answer
why
100%.
your phone shows up
Can't.
as being in your apartment
Cannot.
building, but you're not in your
I
apartment
cannot explain
for
that.
4 hours.
Only thing I can explain, Mr. Cutler and Mrs. Cutler, is I've never cheated on my wife. That's the only thing I can explain.
So you have no explanation why your phone shows that you were in your
have
apartment
no
building but not
explanation.
at home.
I cannot tell you how GPS works.
And you deny that you were in your
I
neighbor's
guarantee
apartment during that
I ain't
period.
been in that lady's house. If I was in her house, she knew about it. I ain't never been in her house fornicating, cheating with no woman. Not just her neighbor, no woman. I haven't hugged, kissed, touched a woman since 2005 or 6.
All right, Miss Donna, you have a witness. 2005 and 6.
In between 5 or 6.
Miss Donna, you have a witness. Sir, would you please stand?
A witness.
Would you please state your name for the court and your relationship to the parties?
I'm Randy Donnell. This is my sister.
All right, Mr. Donald, can you tell us, do you believe your brother-in-law is cheating, and if so, why?
I have reason to believe he's cheating because there's a lot of things that don't add up, and I was present for most of them, so.
Have you seen him with the woman in question?
Definitely. I go outside and, they having a good conversation. I walk up and everything stops and, they split ways. There's even been a time where he said, I can't even talk to my neighbor. And I felt like, well, if you was talking to her before I came, why not continue? What are y'all talking about that I can't be around? That's happened multiple times,
So because you've seen it more than once, it's so noticeable that they must be talking about something they're doing.
Right.
You know when people are talking, and it's like,
Yeah.
And when you come into a room, then it just...
Everybody stops talking.
changes, yeah.
Right.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Donnell.
Sit down.
I think we've heard enough evidence. Ms. Donnell believes that her husband is cheating with the neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
She tracked him to a hotel where he stayed for 3 hours, 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother believes that he is involved with the neighbor because he's seen how they interact with each other.
And they go silent when somebody walks in.
And they go silent. And his phone is in the apartment complex at 3 in the morning till 7, but he's not in the apartment. And she knows he's not there because she's tracked his phone. And all this has led her to believe that he's cheating. And she's already said that if she finds out that he's cheating, she's done. She's gone. The marriage is over.
And she's gone as far as to talk to some attorneys about a divorce.
Yes.
Well, because of this court has done a complete investigation of this matter. At this time, the court would like to call former military interrogator Lena Cisco to determine, is he cheating?
Good day, Ms. Cisco. How are you?
I am well, Your Honor. How are you?
Doing good. It's good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to see you as well.
Would you state your credentials, please, for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I am a former Department of Defense certified military interrogator who has interrogated members of Al-Qaeda and Taliban shortly after 9/11. And since that time, I have been training law enforcement personnel, military personnel in interrogation and interviewing techniques.
Tell us what you did to investigate this case.
I had the accused write a witness statement, and I analyzed that for any indicators of truthfulness and deception. I studied the case file, and I put together an interrogation plan, and then I interrogated Mr. Starks.
So you conducted a full interrogation.
Correct, Your Honor.
What were your initial findings?
When I interrogate someone, I look for any indicators of truthfulness and deception, verbally and non-verbally. Mr. Starks did give me some concerns in the beginning when I asked what I call my lie-exposing questions.
All right. What did you learn in your investigation?
As the interrogation went on, he also gave me a few more concerns because some of his answers were very common deceptive responses. So for example, when I asked him if he had sex with the neighbor, he gave me a definitive no, but he also did a slight head nod as to yes. And then he went on to claim that what he is accused of being at a hotel for 4 hours, he was actually waiting for a ride from his boss to go to a work site. And then he proceeded to take out his phone and show me text messages of how they coordinate pickups.
So what did you conclude?
So for someone who has conducted hundreds of interrogations and interviews since 2003 and has been catching liars since then, I do not believe that Mr. Starks is cheating on his wife, and I do believe he's being truthful.
All right, Miss Donald, you have a smile on your face. What's going through your mind hearing the results?
It made me feel a lot better, you know.
Al-Qaeda, baby. I'm just normal. She interrogates Al-Qaeda.
I still feel like it's a lot of things that we need to work on, you know. I don't like having trust issues, you know.
And hearing these facts, do you feel like I can get to that point where I can start to trust him again? Because she's saying he has been faithful to you.
That's all I wanted.
And that's all I want. I love my wife. I've always loved her. I love her until I die. But I want Chris to be fixed. You know, and I'm not the easiest person to get along with. I am not.
Just like she's gonna have to work on her building her trust up in you, you're gonna have to dial back some of that difficulty.
Yes, ma'am.
So that you all can move forward
No problem.
happily and healthily.
No problem.
And it's going to be on both of you. She's got to let the past go, but you also have to let the past go.
Yep.
Are you ready to let the past go?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Are you ready to look forward to a happy future and all of this behind you?
I definitely am.
Then that is a wonderful first step.
Yes.